Hello and welcome to another episode of Viking Women's Basketball with Lynn Kennedy. And Coach, you guys are home for 3 straight here, but let's talk first about last weekend. You get the split on the road at Montana, just the 5th win ever in Missoula, and you actually own 2 of those 5. Just talk about the Thursday win against Montana.
Well, I think it's a tough place to play, and we've had a little bit of success the last couple of years, and going into the game Thursday, we were confident. And actually more confident on the offensive side, but it was actually the defensive side that won us that game. And we just kind of hung around. I thought, for the whole game, we did enough defensively, we did enough offensively to hang around. They could never make that separation, especially in the 4th. I thought we did a great job of battling back and fighting through some things. And then, being able to, they missed some free throws, but, being able to execute at the end, even in our last second play, we had 4 or 5 people that were open on that play. So even though Kylie made the shot, we felt pretty good about our execution on that last second. And then just to get that defensive stop at the end, and to win there, was kind of good. But, with a team that hasn't had games like that, especially on the road with the back-to-back games, you've got to be able to turn around and make adjustments. We have been playing pretty well on Saturdays, so that was a little bit more of a surprise, especially the 3rd quarter. I thought we did a great job in the 1st and 2nd quarters of taking kind of their first couple runs and kind of settling into the game. But that 3rd quarter run kind of caught us and give them a lot of credit. They came back with a lot of fire and intensity in that 2nd game. And again, it's a tough place to play. And I liked how we finished the 4th. And so we need to take that momentum here into this week.
Yeah, Thursday's win was 61-60. It was really testament to the toughness of the team. And, it's probably unfair to single out certain players when it's a team toughness win, but I'm going to do that. Des scored 22, of course, but then, Tots had foul trouble in the first half, came back, had a great second half, and got that steal at the end that set up the game winner. And then Kylie, tough shooting night all night, but still has the confidence to go in and get the layup at the end.
And that's what you want from your experienced older players. You want them to step up in those moments, and you look back to the first half, and I thought Sid and Marina and Riley did a great job of kind of filling in for Tots, with those extra minutes in the first half, and then kind of saved Tots for the second half, and she had a lot more energy, and she was ready to, get out there and start playing. And her intensity, especially on the last couple possessions, her rotation on the previous possession defensively, where we got the steal, and then the last possession too, where, she defended the shot. So, I think it's definitely a team effort when you win a game like that. But, Des stepped up offensively too. She was hard to stop in Thursday night's game. She got hot quickly, and she had pretty much any shot that she wanted that night. And Kylie just kept shooting. And that's the thing, especially from your older players, like I said before, you want them to keep shooting those moments because it's always the next shot. It's always the next shot, and the next shot went in for her, and that ended up being the game winner. And for us to get that split going into this week against a tough NAU team, I think that gives us a lot of confidence now for this week.
Yeah, and we're speaking of the schedule, we're going into a busy time. Starting Thursday, you'll have 5 games in 10 days. But, I guess how do you prepare for that? But also, is that a blessing, in this season with so many canceled games? And, since you started behind so many teams, it's somewhat of a blessing to have these games.
It is, and, Coach Peary and I talk about almost daily how we're still kind of in November, catching up to other teams. I know we've played the games now, kind of caught up as far as games, but there's things in practice that we still haven't done that we usually do in October just because we never had the time. And so it's possession work, it's, focusing on out of bounds and getting stops and things like that we usually do early on as far as last minute situations and pressure situations and working on mentality. We just never had time to do that because we were forced right into either 5-on-0 or go right into 5-on-5, especially late. So we're playing catch up, but the opportunity to play games, we'll take it. And it's exciting to think about these next few weeks where we get a little bit more game time and get some more experience playing, and hopefully, win a couple games here and there and catch up in the standings as well.
All right, let's talk about this weekend. You guys host NAU. NAU was one of the conference favorites going into the season. They had a really rough January. Now, though, Kairika Rashid's back, at least closer to what she was last year. And then their depth, they're really deep this year with 6 players in double figures. Just talk about the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, I think they've had some injuries. That's part of where they're at, in the league standings. They're such a talented team, and Lori's done a great job of building their program up, similar to what we went through here. And so it's kind of two programs that are similar, and they're trying to fight for a conference championship just like we were a couple years ago. And so you see their progression. They've done a great job. They're talented, really good shooting team, and with Rashid in the middle now, they've got that presence in the middle and the shooters on the outside. I think their attack is actually better this year, getting to the basket. So they're a tough team to defend. I think offensively that's their strength, but defensively they do a lot of different looks. They can play zone, they can trap, they can play full court. Their defense man-to-man is really good as well too. So they give you a lot of different looks defensively. That's a little bit hard to prepare for too. But I think with any of these games in Big Sky, it's game to game, and it can change from Thursday night to Saturday night so much that you've got to be prepared for either different looks or different energy. You look at the scores and you're just like, what happened? Like so many different scores are on Thursday night than there are Saturday. So we've got to prepare for Thursday. It's going to be a tough game. I think that they're trying to get back up to the top of the conference just like we are. And so it's at that time now where you're getting into those must-win situations if you want to make a push for the top 4 or 5 spots.
All right, there it is. The Vikings host NAU Thursday and Saturday. Thursday, 7 p.m. tip. Saturday, 12 p.m. tip. Vikings are also home Monday against Northwest University for a non-conference game. 7 p.m. tip for that one. All streaming links for all those 3 games are available on GoVikes.com, and all other information is available at GoVikes.com.